This week on Mornings on the Hill, while snowstorms last week are now looking like puddles. Temperatures will keep dropping this weekend. Don't forget your jacket.
For your COVID update, campus is considering going to COVID level blue.
And Black History Month is bringing new student art to campus.
We'll have all those stories and more on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Gabriel Vega. Welcome to Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Talua Famude. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be talking about in our first half hour.
For a lot of SU students, this is your first time experiencing the wonders of Syracuse winter. Some of you may get excited when it snows, but some of you would probably like to be somewhere else.
I personally could live without the snow. And this time of year, it's always hard to know what to expect. Mornings on the Hill reporter Sydney Yor is live to go through the ups and downs of this recent Syracuse weather.
Yes, that's right. A breakdown, a recap, it's definitely all needed, but let me start off by saying I'm Team Snow, but as a Syracuse native, that's definitely just natural. And let me tell you something else. If you've been confused about the weather or what to wear day by day, then guess what? You're officially a Syracuse native too, but that's not always a bad thing. This morning, you won't need to dig your cars out of the snow or spend too much time brushing off any of that snow. You can see that just beside some snowbanks, there are no real signs that a big storm ever came through here, but what a 180 from last Friday. The conditions this morning were certainly not the case for many people trying to make their way onto the roads last week. And before even getting onto these main roads, many are left to first conquer getting all the snow off of your car. You can see just how much snow has accumulated since the snow began yesterday. One East Syracuse resident, Chuck Smith, had to pull over and wipe his car down again before continuing on, and it's a process he said started late last night. Now, I can't guarantee any consistency, but what I can guarantee is that you'll have a much easier ride into work or school, at least for just today. Imani will have the full weather forecast for you later in our show. She'll tell you if you need to bring out those winter boots or those snow brushes a few more times, but for now, I'm Sydney Yor live for Mornings on the Hill.
Canadian truck drivers are yearning for normalcy. The truck drivers are protesting against recent COVID precautionary measures like being vaccinated. Truckers have used their trucks to block the border between the US and Canada, initially pausing life as they know it.
Now, according to CNN, the Windsor, Ontario mayor says if truck drivers are not willing to move the city, we'll have to bring in tow trucks and more officers. He says the border is essential to the US and Canadian economy. More updates on the protest to come.
Talua, do you know what is worse than last year's Valentine's X?
That could only be COVID-19, couldn't it? Here is Katie Hopsiker with our COVID update.
Thanks, Talua. Here at SU, mask mandates are still being decided as decisions are up in the air. Right now, campus is at a red level with 76 active cases. That means that masks are required indoors and outdoors in group settings. New York have declined significantly. The Vice Chancellor just released an update, though, saying that a blue level may be considered on campus. This means that masks would be required in the classroom and only recommended in other settings. But hang tight because school officials are still reviewing the guidelines. Back to you, live from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Katie Hopsiker.
An art walk begins today at SU's inclusive space, 119 Euclid Avenue.
Our own Michaela Armstrong is live and tells us about the student-driven project that is changing the community of this campus one art piece at a time.
Okay. Thanks, guys. 10 student artists are preparing to reveal their pieces as a part of another Black History event, allowing for Black student creativity and demonstrating the student community on campus. The theme of the event is called The Voices of the Heroes. The Voices of the Heroes Art Walk will be open to the public until February 19th. Live from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Michaela Armstrong.
National Association of Black Journalists at Syracuse started their first round of meetings Monday morning after a year and a half in hiatus.
Tessa Howard, Morning on the Hill's reporter, explains how students are fighting for more Black student organizations.
Thanks, Talua. The National Association of Black Journalists members here at Newhouse have been on a hiatus for a year and a half due to COVID. As you can imagine, some of them are super excited, but some of them are pushing for change. New members of the NABJ snacks and laughs. But the NABJ members say even with the new excitement over NABJ, many of them are fighting for the Black Student Union here on campus. For the past several months, the Office of Diversity has been working to create one. This week, the office said is working on finalizing an application. NABJ Syracuse chapter are planning to have events every Monday for members to have that Black experience. For more information regarding the NABJ chapter here at Syracuse, you can visit them on Instagram at NABJ Syracuse. I'm live here from Morning on the Hill. I'm Tessa Howard.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill.
We'll have your weather update, a story about if you need new snow tires, and we've got some news on the Olympics. Those stories and more when we come back.
Time to check your weather for today.
Our weather reporter Imani Clement is live in studio to tell us what to expect.
In Talua, and it's looking like a sunny morning as well, as there are currently partly sunny skies outside right now, and we're continuing the trend of high temperatures in the 40s as it will be partly sunny and breezy. Now tomorrow there will be a chance of rain showers until noon, so if you have any morning plans, definitely plan to bring an umbrella along. Later in the afternoon there will be a chance of snow, but only with predicted accumulations of less than an inch. And get ready to say goodbye to the 40-degree temperatures, everyone, because it will fall to around 22 degrees going into the evening. And now for our 5-day forecast on Super Bowl Sunday, as you can see, there is another chance of snow, but the temps will drop nearly 10 degrees with a high of 16. Monday will be partly sunny with a high of 17 degrees. Tuesday, it will warm up a bit, and the high will be 27 degrees and partly sunny. We now predict Wednesday to be 43 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And finally, the warmest day of this 5-day forecast will be Thursday as we reach nearly 50 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. And Syracuse, that was your weather for tomorrow and the next 5 days. I'm Imani Clement. Back to you in the studio.
After last week's snowstorm, you might need to invest in snow tires. I know I have mine, and I'm grateful for them. So Talua has more on the story right now.
Now, last week's snowstorm brought nearly a foot of snow, creating difficult driving conditions in and around campus. Because most modern cars are front-wheel drive, the impact of heavy snow may cause your car to skid on the roads. In more severe cases, your tires may not have enough traction and will end up getting stuck in the snow. We caught up with Big Four Tire in East Syracuse to get an idea of how to prepare for another storm. They told us that snow tires are better for braking and handling and highly recommend installing a set of 4 tires during the winter.
A new band on campus is creating some buzz after the latest release.
Our own Elena Lacito was there to catch it all.
Thanks, Gabriel and Talua. If you're looking for some new music to listen to this semester, you're in luck because there's a new band in town. A group of 5 Syracuse University students teamed up to start a band called No New Friends. The band has caused a lot of buzz around campus among Syracuse University students. The band members are Elizabeth Stewart, Jack August, Peter Grubb, Jack Harrington, and Scott Greenblatt.
The band released their new extended play this past Saturday at a concert at Funkin' Waffles, and it is called Do You Still Think About Me? The concert had fans singing along, and the fans just couldn't get enough. They kept asking for one more song. Oh. Thanks. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Elena Locido.
Figure skater Nathan Chan made history Thursday at the Beijing Olympics, becoming the first Asian American man to earn an Olympic medal in men's figure skating singles. The 22-year-old credited fellow Asian American Olympic winner Michelle Kwan as his inspiration. Chan takes the record, breaking with a moment of pride, and says he stands as a symbol of skill and determination in the face of a history of anti-Asian bias.
Coming up after the break, we got some sports news. Stay with us.
Good morning. I'm Jack Wallace with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. Syracuse men's basketball is fanning the flames of a hot streak, now winning 4 straight and looking for 5 in a row with this weekend's matchup against Virginia Tech. Last game on the road against Boston College, the Orange grounded the Eagles behind Cole Swider's 19-point barrage. The win was Syracuse 4th straight with more than 10 made three-pointers and puts their record 2 games above 500. Let's listen to what head coach Jim Boeheim said about the team's performance.
Been really good, shooting the lights out. I think Jimmy and Joe were really good, but our defense was a little bit of the difference. They're physical. They play hard.
Boeheim and the Orange will return back to the Dome next weekend in a rematch against Boston College. LAC season has officially begun. The number 3 and number 6 Syracuse women's and men's lacrosse squads begin their 2022 campaigns this weekend. And we'll start with the number 3 women's team. The Orange finished national runner-up to last season Boston College, and they defeated 7 top 10 teams over the year. They will face off against number 13 Stanford tonight, their first meetings against the Cardinal since 2011, and their first against any West Coast school since 2018. Syracuse finishes their weekend against Binghamton on Sunday, one of only 2 non-conference games against teams outside of the top 25. Now to the men. With new leadership under SU legend Gary Gait, the Orange hope to improve from a disappointing 7-6 2021 season. They have 14 regular season games, 10 of which are ranked in the top 16. The Orange opened play against Holy Cross, a matchup the Orange dominated last season and a 15-6 win, their largest margin of victory in any game last year. We move from the turf to the ice as the Crunch continue their lengthy trip in the Great White North, and it'll last throughout the weekend. The Orange fell 6-2 to the Laval Rocket on Wednesday, and they begin another 3-game series in Canada starting tonight. They return home to the Upstate Medical University Arena next Friday, once again against the Rocket. We'll wrap things up with some boys and girls high school basketball, where the Corcoran Cougars look for a marquee upset over the Cicero North Syracuse North Stars. The North Stars are riding a 5-game win streak into the season finale. And for the girls, the Skinny Atlas Lakers slide into this matchup on a 3-game losing streak, and the 11-4 Mustangs look to capitalize. And that's your Friday morning sports update. Back to you, Gabriel.
Thank you. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, some Lord of the Rings news that I'm really excited about. Stay with us.
Amazon's got a new show coming out that's got people all excited. Gabe, you're here to tell us about it, right?
Yeah, I'm really happy about this. If you're a fan of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Ring trilogy, well, there's a new show coming up on Amazon, coming out very soon. Amazon's been very secretive about their show. We knew nothing about it until 3 weeks ago when they finally released a title. Take a look.
In their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is the title. This time there's not only one ring of power, there are many. We also know that the show is set during the second age of J.R.R. Tolkien's world, that is before The Hobbits and before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And it will prepare us for Sauron's arrival so we can find the One Ring to rule them all. If you can see, they also released some pictures. You should have them up right now. The show will explore characters like Lady Galadriel as she fights for the future, another character named Albrand who runs away from the past. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power promises diversity, inclusivity, and great storytelling. The show will be the most expensive show ever. Vanity Fair estimated the cost to do it after 5 seasons to be $1 billion. So yeah, it's Jeff Bezos. We're going, apparently he's really passionate about the Lord of the Rings. So we're doing it. So yeah, that's it. And I'm Gabriel Vega. This was Mornings on the Hill. We'll see you next time.